Well, let's just cross over to the Ashanti region where we have the Education Minister and also the MP from Mesia South. He's at the polling station getting ready to cast his vote. Now, this would be his third term if he should win, the seat again in Mesia South. You remember that he was he got the votes to represent the constituency in 2008. And of course, in 2016, again, he won. And so he has been serving as MP as well as Minister for Education in the Akufo-Addo government. And so that's him there getting ready to cast his votes. And we're bringing you, like we said, the real-time pictures of what's happening at the various constituencies, especially the most important ones as well, looking at the parliamentarians who are hoping to retain their seats as against those who are hoping to kick out some of these incumbents so they can win. Now, in Mesia South, we're told that this is also another stronghold. Of course, we do understand that the Ashanti region generally is a stronghold. Currently, there's only 3 seats in the Ashanti region that have gone to the NDC. The rest of the 44 out of the 47 are still with the MPP. The NDC says 47 out of 47. They are hoping that they can get all these seats. Is that possible? We don't know. We wait to see. It depends on the voters, who we call the kingmakers in this situation. And so that is the Education Minister. And he's going through the verification process, I believe. And so in a short while, we'll see him cast his ballot, and hopefully we can get to speak to him after to tell us what he makes of it. But that is in the Ashanti region. Now, for the NDC, in the seats that they occupy in the Ashanti region, we have the Asawase, which we know has always been an NDC stronghold since it was created sometime in 2004 or so. And of course, Dr. Mohammed, after winning that seat, unfortunately passed on, and so there was a need for a by-election, and that's how we saw the Asawase MP, Honorable Mutaka Mubarak, take over. And ever since then, he's been the MP representing the constituency. So that's one of the constituencies that they hold. Ejura Setre Dumasi is one of them, and Setre Afram Plains is another. And so they only own 3 seats. 44 of those belong to the MPP at the moment, and one of them is Mesia South, where we are seeing the Education Minister who is casting his ballot. I believe he's just done the presidential, which is what the EC said, that you'll first be given your presidential ballot paper to cast your vote, after which you'll be given the parliamentary. So he's going through that process as well. All eyes on him, Mesia South constituency in the Ashanti region. And like I said, hopefully we'll get to speak to him to find out what he has to say about it. But yes, he's just cast his vote, and I'm sure it's quite obvious who he voted for when it comes to both presidential and parliamentary. The MPP is hoping to retain their seat. This will be the first term for the Akufo-Addo government. They're hoping that they can get a second term. Is that going to happen? Let's see what happens. But he's on his way out, and we'll see if we can get to speak to him later when our correspondents catch up with him. There we have it. Okay. Let's see what he has to say. Well, we don't have him yet. But again, for those of you who just tuned in, the Education Minister, Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, has just cast his ballot at the Mesia South constituency, one of the polling stations in there. He is the incumbent MP, and that's him in short at the moment. We're hoping that we can speak to him. So let's listen to what he has to say at the moment.
There will be a deadline. We also face months. We'll be able to try and do it for total. Maybe a cockam. Maybe this Ghana for the political parties in America. Omo de bit me about so be buying actions and him. Ghana for us was you no maswasa. Eti na ye da yebu akota Ghana ni bi ekoche na dwen. Aya adwenche anya hodensem anya twetwasem anya ntokwa aya adwenche. So uji this why you dwuma ya onfa basabasa bia ma baby I to about Obama Ghana for to about hotel. Ojiri si wadwuma ne enkoye dia obaka go se bidum kutupa so mo bra mesai about to na mi jiri se said the Ghana police for the soldier for aye krado so bɛbɔ abɛyɛ a yɛatu ho bɛyi bɛsrɛ sɛ ma obiara nyɛ adwene sɛ ɔkɔhyɛ obi kutupa de sika bi akɔma obi amena abɛyɛ bɔne ɛfiri sɛ nipa korɔ amfa de ba ne ne yere a masom na ɛmɛyɛ masamasa no ɔde wo ɛna baayɛ ɛnti sɛ ɔbu a aka adeɛ ɔma ne yere ne ne ma gye gɔmɛnka nkyerɛ sɛ dɛ kama abɛyɛ na policefoɔ no sɔrɔfoɔ no so wɔ mu a ɔmomfa ho nkyɛw ɔmomfa ho nkyɛw koraa
na yɛ abatu ahyɛ ase wɔ confidence sɛ waban ɛbɛtumi aretani ne position nipa dodoɔ na ɛhwɛ anim sɛ ministry no ɛna ɛbɛtumi ɛna mɛyɛ de game changer ɛwɔ abatu ɛho adwuma te
sɛ aban kakraka yi na sɛ ghanafoɔ ɔhwɛ bi ne ministry no deɛ a megye sɛ ɛne nka no challenge aka ghanafoɔ bɛto aba ama ato aba ɛfiri sɛ adwuma a mfie nan nanado dankwa Akufo-Addo wata yɛkyi abiayɛ wɔ Ghana ha ɛfa education ho no ɛfiri Ghana nyɛ anefa ahode Kwame Nkrumah press so bɛsi dɛ aban bi amba ma ne fa sika ɛne nsakyerɛ adusua mu sɛ nanado aban Ghanafoɔ nyinaa so agye ato first wodi sika wokɔ skul sɛ wodi sika wotumi kɔ skul ɛhia wo da bia de nanado ka no no nyansa ɛni hia ni ana sika ne tumi ɔwɔ bi atirim nti ɔwɔ sɛ woma nipa korɔ de kwan na ɔkɔ skul na ɔkɔhu sampa wobɛtumi ato aladeɛ so ana wontumi nto aladeɛ so saa opportunity no nanado dankwa Akufo-Addo amena yɛ available to 1.2 million Ghanaians in the secondary level technical and vocational education and training nti Ghanafoɔ ahu adwuma no a nanado ayɛ no na megye sɛ me sɛdeɛ ɔwoka no sɛ yɛ education ministry deɛ a ɛne nka yɛntom na Ghanafoɔ ɛbɛto ama nanado dankwa Akufo-Addo.
So sir, let's talk about security in your constituency. I know you made a very tough statement to anybody who tried to foment trouble as far as Menchia South and of course the other constituency in the Ashanti region is concerned. Would you say that security has been upped for now?
We barely voted 2 hours, so we just have to be observant and vigilant.
And there were concerns that people. I'm making reference again to the statement you made that if you dare to cause any mayhem, then in your own words, Yadobe Chinchinga. Do you still stand by that?
I don't know you understand the phrase. If you understand the phrase, I do stand by it.
Now, you've gone through the electoral process. This is very different. Now, because of COVID-19, we have to go through certain protocols and all of that. In your observation, would you say that the EC has placed down pragmatic measures to ensure safety of the electorate?
If Ghanaians want to tell the truth or speak the truth, this EC has done exemplary well compared to the previous ECs. Having quiet, closely linked with electoral processes for some time. And I can tell you that even making a register available in its full form to parties to cross-check and ensure that the people are there has never occurred in this country. This is the first time. The parties have been given a full rendition of the register with pictures, addresses, and everything. Previously, we get an abridged form of the register 2 to sometimes even only 4 days to the election. This has come weeks before the election. The voter register for the first time in the history of this country is being advertised publicly. And so I do support that because everybody should be able to go through the register and object and challenge anybody who is in the register who is not appropriately designated to be in the register. So I think this EC has done very well. People claim they couldn't even do the registration. They did the registration without problem. Everything has gone well. Even in the advent of COVID, they've done what they are supposed to do. And I think, if anything at all, we should congratulate the EC for a great and a marvelous work done so far.
Well, I also congratulate you for going through the process successfully. So that was the Education Minister. He just voted. This is his constituency, the Menchia South constituency, and we will be giving you more updates. This is your Election Command Center.